For years, I was silent, not because I didn't have something to say, but because I wasn't allowed to say it. Every time I tried, I was shut down, gaslit, punished, manipulated into thinking that speaking my truth would make me the problem. He made sure that if I ever spoke my truth, I'd be the villain. But not anymore. Not anymore. I kept quiet because I thought it would keep me safe. I thought if I just played along, if I didn't make waves, if I pretended things weren't as bad as they actually were, maybe it wouldn't get worse. Maybe he would change. Maybe I'd finally be enough. But silence is their favorite weapon. My silence. Be compliant. That's what he wanted. And control thrives in silence. They don't want you telling your friends, your family. They don't want you getting outside opinions because then you might start to see it too. That it's not love, that it's not normal, that it's abuse. Narcissists don't just control your actions, they control your voice. I spent 15 years with someone who expected me to smile through the pain that they were causing and putting me through. I was expected to be the perfect wife, protect his reputation, keep his many secrets, to never, ever make him look bad, even when I was screaming inside. He painted a picture of a perfect life, but I was the one living in the nightmare. Narcissists are obsessed with their image, and anyone, and I mean anyone, that threatens that becomes a target. They wear a mask, and they force you to wear one too. You forget who you really are. When you are in active abuse, silence is your survival. When you live with a narcissist, you learn very fast that speaking up has consequences. I knew what would happen if I told the truth. It happened, and it's happening still. Not just by him, by the general public, his friends, his family, because of what he has perpetuated, the lies that he has perpetuated, this image, this mask that he has perpetuated. It's the anger, the gaslighting, the blame, the "you're crazy" looks, the threats, the physical abuse, the smear campaigns. If I spoke up, he became the victim and I became the villain. I was expected to be quiet, to play along, to never embarrass him. I refused to let his need for control dictate my truth. I refused to protect his image at the cost of my own sanity. And I refused to carry the shame that he should be carrying. Let me repeat that. I refuse to carry the shame that he should be carrying. The silence ends now. I'm not staying silent anymore. Not for him. I speak now for her. That little girl who thought love meant sacrifice. She deserved better. And I won't let her be ignored again. That little girl within me, the one who loved out loud, believed in forever, and never deserved what came next. I'm no longer staying silent for her. He called me perfect, but only when I was compliant. And that kind of praise, it broke me in ways that I'm still trying to understand. I used to think that if I loved him better or more, that he would stop hurting me. If I was more patient, he would stop cheating. If I just didn't trigger him, he would stop screaming in my face, stop strangling me, stop punching me, stop hurting me. But none of it ever worked because it was never about me. It was about power. Narcissists don't want love. They want control. They want control, and your silence is that control. Now, let me break this down to you real quick. The reason they want control is because they didn't have it. It's usually a parental figure, in this case, a mother, who was so daunting and overpowering and overwhelming and dictator like, and still is. And because it's a maternal figure, they want and crave and yearn for that love so much. And so they continue to let that person have that control over them. So in order to reclaim some of that power and control, they assert that over the next thing. You, the replacement mother, the one that's there doing all the mothering, the actual mothering. You're being punished. They're taking it out on you.
Leaving isn't just walking away. It's unraveling 15 years of memories, habits, and pain. It's knowing I had to go, but still feeling like I'm leaving behind a part of myself. And that part, you grieve.
So grieving yourself sounds confusing. Let me break it down. It's grieving the person that you were before. It's grieving the life you thought you would have, the version of you that still had hope, that believed in love, that stayed even when everything inside her was screaming to leave and get out. I refuse to stay silent any longer, because if I spoke out louder, because people knew, but if I spoke out louder earlier and publicly about his abuse much earlier in the marriage, maybe I wouldn't have suffered and stayed for as long as I did. I really want to discuss the cost of being silent for so long, and how using my voice now is not only to expose him so that way others don't get hurt by him, because I'm not the first and I'm not going to be the last, but I also want to help others that are still in it, or others that made it out as well and are still lost. I spent 15 years making excuses, telling myself it was just a phase, that it would get better, that this was just what long marriages were like. We got together when I was 27 years old. I felt emotionally intelligent enough to get into another serious relationship and for it to be permanent. I knew what I did and did not want. And he said all of the right things, that what I wanted was what he wanted as well. But it was all a lie. Everything. Not even exaggerating. Everything. It was all a lie. I ignored every red flag. I accepted things I would have never have accepted otherwise. I found out after I was already hooked that he put his kid's mother in the back of his Explorer to spend the rest of the night at the show with me, the show I met him at, then brought her back to their apartment and literally dumped her on the floor to come back and just talk with me more. He told me he loved me first. He moved me into his beautiful apartment. He made me a stepmother and a primary caregiver to him and his daughter. I told myself the bad times were just bumps in the road, but that road never changed, and he never changed. And now I feel guilty. I didn't think that I would feel guilty. I feel guilty that I stayed, guilty that I protected him for so long, guilty that I abandoned myself for his comfort. But I do. I feel all of those things. Abusers train you to believe that you are the problem, that you abandoned them, that you should have done more, that you should have tried harder, that you should have loved them better. After everything, I still feel guilty because for 15 years, I made excuses for him, for us as a couple. I believed in change. I believed in love. I believed every rotten lie word that came out of his mouth. Even though I'm gone, I've been gone 6 months now, His words still ring in my head. All of them. Just like he's still screaming them right in my face. What if I was the problem all along? Did I abuse him? Was I a bad wife? A bad stepmom? Did I love him properly? I don't know how to stop wondering all those things. It's like Stockholm syndrome. It's real. But I've been in intensive therapy ever since, and I know now it was never me. That in reality, he didn't love me at all. I don't think he ever did. In 15 years, I can sit here straight to the camera and tell you I never felt love from him, ever in 15 years. I don't think he ever loved me. And love is not supposed to hurt. And because of all of that, I refuse to stay silent anymore. Not just for me, but for her, that little girl who thought love would protect her. I speak now for her. Psychological abuse is real, even if it leaves no bruises. At first, I kept waiting for something to snap me back, for him to call, to show up, as if all of this was just another one of his mind games. You go through all of the stages. Then there's the anger at him, at myself, for staying, for hoping, at the world for not seeing what was happening, anger for the realization of everything they took from you, anger for everything you lost trying to love someone who only knew and wanted control, anger for wasting so many years, years of walking on eggshells, years of making myself small so he could feel big, anger for being so afraid of upsetting him that I spent years swallowing my own anger. Do you know what it does to a person, stress, mind, body, soul, when you eat nothing but abuse, stress, and anger every single day for 15 years? And now I'm furious at him, at myself, at how long it took me to leave for good. And I know that anger is part of healing, but damn, it burns. What if I had just tried harder? What if I had just said the right things? Or what if I loved him better? The what ifs are cruel, but no matter how much I try to rewrite the past in my brain to cope, to understand, the truth stays the same. He was never going to change. He is never going to change. And the only thing that overthinking does is keeps you exhausted. And this is all the stuff that people don't see. The part of healing that nobody realizes. The exhaustion. The days where I just sit for hours wondering if I made a mistake, if this weight will ever lift off of me. And as much as being alone is great and healing and peaceful, no one talks about how lonely freedom can feel at first. Like, very, very lonely. Let me make this very clear. I do not miss him at all. At all. Not like like in past times when I had left, part of me had missed him. It ain't like that at all. That's how I know I'm done. That's how I know it's really done for me. I really stopped caring about him. But I do grieve. Not him. I grieve losing so much of myself. I am a completely different person in every single way possible. And I hate myself for it. I know what he did. I know the truth. And then mixed in with all of this comes something else. Relief. Slowly and quietly comes relief. The first breath that doesn't feel heavy. like you can finally breathe again. The first morning you wake up and realize you're free. I can see my future so clearly now. I don't know all of the details yet, but I know one thing. It's mine. And for the first time in a long time, I feel hope. And hope is wonderful. Don't get me wrong. But I am not going to kid you. It's going to take a lot of work. A lot. What no one tells you about leaving is the fear. Because now everything is up to you. Everything's up to me, all by myself. No more walking on eggshells. No more living for someone else. Just me, the future, and the unknown. Denial isn't just about that. It's about the reality that my life is finally my own. And that's actually terrifying when a narcissistic abuser has been taking care of you for the majority of your relationship, making you an otherwise confident, independent woman that you were before him, completely and utterly dependent on him as he wanted. I get my food from food pantries. I'm swimming in debt. Leaving wasn't just walking away. It was losing everything I had built around him. I am facing so many struggles still because of leaving. My financial security, my sense of identity, my peace of mind. Like I said, I get food from the food pantry, swimming in debt, literally in debt that he put me in. There'll be another video on that. I'm struggling to find work, all because of leaving my abuser. You are not alone in that. And this is one of the biggest reasons why women end up going back. Because although the abuse is terrible, sometimes the abuse can feel safer in ways than starting from scratch. At least then there's a roof over your head. At least then there's food. You don't have to worry about basic human necessities in that way. That is how sick and twisted they have warped your brain. The abuse literally rewires your brain. The fact that victims and survivors feel comfort in the chaos instead of the actual peace that we have now, I have to just keep being hopeful and think positive even when it's not. Sometimes it even hurts to just get up and shower or clean the apartment. I am exhausted 24/7. I am depressed 24/7. I feel so utterly broken. But I cannot go back because going back means dying a slow death. And staying silent about what happened means letting him win. But I can't go back. I won't go back. Never, ever. More than 70% of domestic violence murders happen after a woman leaves. That's according to the NCADV. Victims are 7 times more likely to be killed by their abuser in the weeks after leaving. Everyone thinks that leaving means freedom, but the truth is, leaving is when most of us are in the most danger. Leaving isn't the end of the danger. It's often the peak of it. Point blank, healing is ugly. It is painful, but it is so worth it. Every emotion, every breakdown, every moment of doubt, it's all part of breaking free. And you will experience all of it. I promise you that. If you are feeling this too, please know this. You are not alone. You are healing and you will make it through. So the reason I speak now, why I speak now, is because of everything I just told you. This channel, this video, this moment, it's for me. I am reclaiming my life, my breath, and space. I stayed quiet because I thought it would keep me safe. But staying quiet was the danger. Every time I swallowed my truth, I lost more of myself. I refuse to let that happen ever again in my life. I refuse to protect his reputation while he destroyed mine. He made me doubt myself. He made me question my own sanity. This boy, he made me feel like I was the abuser. Boy, let me tell you, the truth does not stay buried forever. And now that I have found my voice, I'm not giving it back. Healing is not linear. It is messy and painful and full of unexpected emotions. This video, it documents the raw, unfiltered emotions that I have experienced post leaving. Grief, anger, guilt, relief. And I want you to know that every single stage is valid. Again, this channel, this video, this moment, it's for me. It's for the version of me that thought she couldn't survive without him. It's for anyone trapped still in the silence. You are not alone. You are not crazy. You are not broken. Some days I wake up and I feel free. Other days I feel like I'm drowning in emotions and I don't even recognize myself anymore. Leaving an abuser isn't just about physically escaping. It's about grieving the life that you thought you had and the love that you thought was real. I was with him for 15 years. I kept waiting for the good times to return. I convinced myself it was temporary, that it would get better, but it never did. And then I started feeling guilty, like I didn't give enough chances for him to make it work, or give him enough chances to make it better, like I had abandoned him. And I hate that. I hate that I have felt this way after everything he has done to me. The truth is, he abandoned me, our marriage, over and over again. I am broken. He broke me. I am still every day piecing me back together. Some days I feel powerful. Some days I feel completely broken. But no matter what, I am still moving forward. But I'm free. And that means I get to try again, to rebuild, to rest, to find joy that's mine and mine alone. I have been called too loud, too emotional, too much, but I would rather be too much than never enough again. So if you are still in the silence, let this be your sign. You don't have to stay quiet. You don't have to carry their shame. Let your voice shake. Let your truth spill out messy, but speak, because the silence was never meant for you. I am not completely healed yet. I still cry. I still overthink. I still hear his words sometimes like they're tattooed into my brain. He tried to break me. He failed. I refuse to let him win by me staying quiet. My voice is mine again. And if you're still in it, and if you're still afraid to speak, I want you to know I believe you. Your pain is real, and you do not have to carry it alone. I suffered in silence for years, but I'm done being quiet. And if this video reaches just one person who needs to hear it, then it was worth it to me. Like this video if you're done protecting people who never protected you. Subscribe because I have so much more to say. And share this video with someone out there who still thinks they're the only one. If this reached you and if you've ever felt silenced, drop a green heart in the comments. Let me know I'm not alone. Let others know they aren't either. Let's stand together. Let's be louder than their control. If you're feeling trapped in these emotions, just know that you are not alone. You are healing, and you don't have to protect the person who broke you. We break the silence together.